98.7 CKPM-FM.
Well, what we've done is we've got the big by-election coming up on February 2nd here in the Tri-Cities, Coquitlam, Burke Mountain. And we've got 4 candidates that are running. We got the 3 J's and AP. We've got Jody Wickens, NDP, Joan Isaacs, Liberal, Paul Geddes, the Libertarian Party, and Joe Keithley, the Green Party. I've invited all these candidates in here. We're kicking it off this morning with Joe Keithley. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing there, Rod?
I'm doing great. Now, it's kind of cool. I've already had one request for an autograph from you because you've got an alter ego besides the activist and the politician you are. You're a musician.
Yeah, I've played in D.O.A. for the last, about 537 years? So I've lost track. At 37 years. We started in 78, put out 16 albums, sold 1 million records, played 3,000 shows, played on 5 different continents, and we played a whole bunch earlier this year in Europe and around North America. And
you've been credited, D.O.A.'s been credited for basically being the foundation of punk rock as it is.
Yeah, in a lot of sense, what they call the whole terminology, hardcore punk, which turned into hardcore music, or just the general terminology hardcore, is kind of originated from the D.O.A. album Hardcore 81 from 1981, obviously, which really kind of made our mark in that sense. And we started touring around the world with that, and people totally remember that. So we're known as the godfathers of hardcore.
Well, yeah, it's cool. And the first time I saw you guys, maybe not the first, but the time I remember was Smiling Buddha Cabaret. And you played there a number of times, And now it's turned into an indoor skate park.
Yeah, the Buddha's revitalized itself, and I'd say it's a bit of a community drop-in place.
It is. Matthew and Andrew do a great job there,
Yeah, so I think it's actually way better than it was in the old day when it was just like a place to go see bands and have beer.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's serving a community purpose, so it's great.
Excellent. So we're going to play a song here, and then we're going to come back and now talk, because we're here because the election. This is very important to you and to us as people living in a democratic society. So I guess we should talk about your platforms and everything. So let's play a song. Johnny Too Bad, tell us a bit about the song.
Yeah, this is an old Jamaican song. You might have heard the Slickers did it originally, but it's on the soundtrack for the movie The Harder They Come. But it's a cover version by D.O.A. on D.O.A.'s new album, which is called Hard Rain Falling on Sudden Death Records.
Tri-City Radio 98.7 CKPM-FM. Played the wrong track, but it's okay. That's Pipeline Fever D.O.A. I actually saw the video for that, I guess, a month ago. How long has the video been out now?
About 3 months.
3 months, yeah. And it was cool. It was a fun video.
Well, we're actually newscasters in the video talking about the ramifications of if we do get the Kinder Morgan expansion here in BC. It would not be a great thing for our harbor or potentially for our coast. And the same thing goes for our Northern Gateway.
Okay, then how, because we maybe me more so than you, but I need oil to survive in my daily
Absolutely.
life. So what do you suggest?
Okay, and the thing is that oil's getting here. Okay, obviously oil is getting to market. The companies are making money, and we're using it. I fly around planes. I drive around in a car. We have enough oil here. That's obvious. But what we can't take a chance on is with either of these pipelines is spoiling one of the last unpopulated, under-industrialized coasts in the world, right? Which is actually, this is one of the Green Party platform, BC Green Party, that we should be, ecotourism is going to be worth more than pumping out the oil and taking a chance on a terrible disaster like the Exxon Valdez.
You're right on ecotourism, and you talk about the underpopulated, undeveloped. When you get to go up to Princess Royal Island or up to the Haida Gwaii or stuff like that, it is amazing.
There's almost no place in the world like that left, and so we'd be fools just to help out Enbridge and Kinder Morgan make excessive profits. That will, there's no benefit for BC at all in this deal. And people come back, oh, well, you drive a car. I certainly do. But oil's here, and they're already making money. So be it. That's the way it is.
Excellent. Okay, so now we're going to try to find that Too Bad song, okay? And then we'll come back. Joe Keithley, candidate, Green Party. The by-election is when?
February 2nd, Groundhog Day. You know why it's Groundhog Day?
Why?
Because Christy Clark was so busy ducking the real issues and hiding and deleting emails, she had her head in the ground when well, what better day to have than Groundhog Day for the election? I've been hiding from the issues.
Yeah. Here is Too Bad, Tri-City Radio, D.O.A.
Pistol in your waist, Johnny, a two-ride. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Walking down the road with a pistol in your waist, Johnny, a two-ride. Whoa, whoa, whoa. You're just a robbing and a stabbing and you're looting and you're shooting and you're two-ride. Two-ride. You're just a robbing and a stabbing and you're looting and you're shooting and you're two-ride. Two-ride. One of these days, when you hear a voice say come, where you gonna run to? Whoa, whoa, whoa. One of these days, when you hear a voice say come, where you gonna run to? Whoa, whoa, whoa. You're gonna run to the rock for rescue, but there'll be no rock, no rock. You're gonna run to the rock for rescue, but there'll be no rock, no rock. Pistol in your waist, Johnny, a two-ride. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Walking down the road with a ratchet in your waist, Johnny, a two-ride. Whoa, whoa, whoa. You're just a robbing and a stabbing and you're looting and you're shooting and you're two-ride. Two-ride. You're just a robbing and a stabbing and you're looting and you're shooting and you're two-ride. You're just a robbing and you're stabbing and you're looting and you're shooting and you're two-ride. Two-ride. You're just a robbing and you're stabbing and you're looting and you're shooting and you're two-ride.
Tri-City Radio 98.7 CKPM FM. That's D.O.A. Too Bad. Joe Keithley, a guitar player, singer, songwriter, businessman, the candidate for the Green Party coming up on the by-election February 2nd. We should talk about the advanced polls.
Advanced polls are open this weekend in Coquitlam. So obviously it's the Coquitlam Burke Mountain. You will have received like a voter's notice card from Elections BC. So advanced polls are like 23rd and 24th this weekend. And then the next week it goes Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And the polls are open 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. 3 different locations. 2 of them in Coquitlam. The one on the east side is actually at the Coquitlam River School in Poco.
So there's basically no reason not to vote now.
Yeah. They've actually, Bill 20 has actually organized the elections so they're a bit smoother, right? We had a big meeting yesterday with all the parties in Elections BC, and this gives you a great chance to vote, and you don't have an excuse not to vote, so please get out there and exercise your democratic right.
And how do we get rid of voter apathy? I mean, this is just crazy when you get 30% of the people coming out to vote.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely terrible. I would go with the Australian model. What they do is you get a small fine if you don't vote, like $75. And I think that would be just enough of an inducement to go like, okay, I'll get out there, especially when you have so many advanced poll days. Obviously, one of the solutions would be to have like online voting, but that is too potentially fraught with fraud to attempt that yet. We have a really good, clean, clear democratic process going in Canada, probably the best in the world.
I agree, and we've got one of the best countries in the world, too.
We do. It's the greatest country in the world.
Yes, and you've got a rally today.
We do. 1:45 at the Coquitlam station of the West Coast Express. Green Party leader, federal Green Party leader, Elizabeth May, will be there with myself and supporters, and we're going to be talking to commuters. One of the ideas that I've talked to our new MP in Coquitlam Poco is Ron McKinnon, Liberal, and also Mayor Richard Stewart, and we've had meetings about building like a secure parking, like an intermodal transportation hub, which, okay, so you have buses going there. So first thing we need is more money, get more buses, get people to the SkyTrain when it gets here in 2017. A secure parking garage, so your car's safe and you're safe with some security guards around type thing. Bike racks, charging stations for electric cars. Just like this is the flow, and then people from all the Tri-City areas could use this. I don't think there's quite enough room in Port Moody to do it, and this is the central hub around, across the street from the mall. Yeah,
and a big issue there is it's developing so fast, and they've got to find a place to put this. So you build up, you don't build out. So I guess
you're gonna have to build up. So no, when I met with Ron McKinnon, the MP, he indicated that there's that it can happen. They have $20 billion in infrastructure money over the next 10 years. The federal Liberals have declared with our new Prime Minister. And Coquitlam has its, and the Tri-Cities has its fair share. Because it would not just help Coquitlam, it help all the Tri-Cities, commuters, which is what we want. We need money into transportation. So it helps you, reduce our carbon footprint. And if you're driving a car, which I acknowledge some people got to drive a car, it would shorten your commute. The other thing about transportation, I just want to get into that for a second, that I really think that we have to go for a set cap on all the bridges that are tolled of $1 each way, no more than $1 each way.
I could not agree with you more. How come they can't get it through their head?
Well, okay, what we got to do is go for road pricing. So what you have is you have transponders in cars, or it goes off the license plate, and it's a series of cameras. So then everybody pays a little bit rather than punishing the people in the Tri-Cities and Surrey who either go back and forth to school or work. And that we're paying like $1,400 extra each year to use either one of these big new bridges that have been built.
I know, it's crazy. Okay, tell you what, Joe Keithley, the candidate for the Green Party in Burke Mountain, Coquitlam, is here with us this morning. We're going to be talking to him. Got to play some commercials, pay the bills. We'll be back with Joe and some more music.
Staying competitive in today's business environment is a constant challenge, and marketing often gets lost in the clutter. Allegra Marketing can simplify all your marketing needs with one-stop shopping for everyday items like business cards and stationery, as well as signage, banners, custom printing projects, and a full line of branded materials. Allegra Marketing. They're fast, they're affordable, and they're local. On Broadway in Port Coquitlam. Explore how you can boost your business with Allegra Marketing. To see their complete range of products and services, visit AllegraPress.com. That's AllegraPress.com.
Volunteer for the Coquitlam 2016 55 Plus BC Games, coming September 20th to 24th.
4,000 athletes and fans will converge in the Tri-Cities for one of the largest community celebrations sport has seen.
The games need volunteers, from photography and medical to traffic control, registration, and more.
Volunteer online at 55plusgames.ca.
The Coquitlam 2016 55 Plus BC Games.
Proudly supported by Tri-City Radio, 98.7 CKPM FM.
It's the 30th annual Rock for Kids, Saturday, February 14th at the Hard Rock Casino. 12 hours, 12 bands, and admission is by donation. Proceeds to Variety, the children's charity, and it's presented by the radio station that exclusively serves Port Moody, Coquitlam, and Port Coquitlam. Tri-City Radio, 98.7 CKPM FM. Don't miss this year's Rock for Kids, February 14th at the Hard Rock Casino.
It's 8:16. Good morning. It's Rod MacBeth, Tri-City Morning Show. Special guest, Joe Keithley, Green Party candidate for Coquitlam, Burke Mountain. And it's nice of you to come in this morning. I know it's a bit of a pain to get down and because you're busy campaigning. Yeah,
we're outdoor knocking every night. I've probably knocked on about 7,000 doors in Coquitlam. And so you know what? I've met an awful lot of people talking about the issues, and on a funny note, I probably met about 3,000 dogs. So I'd say 1/3 of them distinctly dislike me, and the other 2/3. So I've got the dogs vote sewn up if they could vote.
That's funny. I could feel a song coming on in this one.
Dog bite.
We're going to get more about your platform and that, but let's play some music now.
Yeah.
An influence, I mean, it had to be an influence on every musician, I think, 1970s, late 70s, The Clash.
Yeah, absolutely excellent band, one of my top three of all time. And we played with them once. We met them when they first played the Commodore. I think that was in '79. And an old band called the Dish Rags from the early day opened up for them. Went down there, and the next day we had a impromptu soccer game against them at a field near our old punk rock house called the Plaza. So they're really cool guys. And then, of course, they took off pretty quick, right?
Yeah.
And then D.O.A. opened up for them at the Peony Gardens in 1980, which a lot of people around this area would remember. You know, it's like a lot of people at the show. And a fabulous band. Big influence on a lot of people.
Excellent. Here's a Clash, Revolution Rock, Tri-City Radio, 98.7 CKPM FM. The Clash, Revolution Rock, Tri-City Radio, 98.7 CKPM FM. A great influence on a lot of musicians growing up in the late 70s. Joe Keithley's here, singer, songwriter, businessman. D.O.A. was a big part of his life, is a big part of his life. You are a great father, from what I understand, a successful businessman, and now you're doing the politics thing. Do you feel the need to be heard? Is that...
So some might say there's a pertinent conclusion. It's the best observation I've heard all election, right? I like to make a difference, and I feel I can make a positive difference in this world, and hence the D.O.A. slogan. And my slogan has been for like 35 years, talk minus action equals zero. So I like to go out and make some effective change and help people. I mean, D.O.A. and myself over the years have probably done well in excess of 200 benefit shows for what I would term good and just causes, and probably about 15 benefit records or singles to help people out and raise money for charities. And I think, there's part of being a Canadian, and it's getting a little bit lost, and we have to try and preserve it, is you want to help your fellow man and woman. And, when they need help, you help them. When you need help, they'll help you. That's part of being a Canadian to me.
That is, and something that needs a little bit of help with a corny tie-in here, but schools in Coquitlam and Tri-Cities.
Schools in Coquitlam, yeah, it's interesting. Coquitlam School District is one of the most underfunded in the province, on a per capita basis. They have a ratio, and I think the ratio has to be altered to get more, because you have, not in every class, but in some cases, kids sharing textbooks. We have to, that's one issue. So need straight up more money K to 12. The other issue, the provincial government, the BC Liberals, Christy Clark, has stalled on building schools in Burke Mountain, which is the fastest growing region in the province. So, now they have announced 7 schools are going to be 3 elementary, 1 middle, 1 senior high. So 5 between 2018 and 2025. You know what? It's not like that Burke Mountain was just built in the last 6 months. Oh, Jesus. We're putting 15,000, 20,000 people out here. You think we might need a school? Holy cow, did that ever sneak up, right? So, and the other thing, too, is we have to, besides that part of the policy with the Green Party, and one thing I really push, I think, university kids that need the help, first thing we got to do is cut the interest on tuition, on student loans. Second thing is we have to make tuition free for those that need it, on a means-based test. If somebody lives in Shaughnessy in Vancouver or West Vancouver, have a $100,000 sports car in the driveway of their parents' mom, we're not going to give them a dime, okay? But, kids that need it, because you know what? An educated population will be a wealthy population.
That's right, and there's a lot of kids out there, smart kids that can't afford to go to school.
Oh, absolutely, or they end up indebted 20, 30 grand when you do go to school, and you train for one thing, become a barista. Yeah. Now, there's nothing wrong with being a barista. I love coffee, and it's definitely a decent job in a way. But when you train for something more that you want to do, and you can't get the job, but you still got to pay off the $30,000 debt. Yeah.
I understand fully. I've got a lot of friends in that boat. Play some music here. Pointed Sticks, new music.
Yeah, brand new album, self-titled. The guys are like me. They're all 55 years old, around there, 56. And we have released this new album, totally white cover. It looks like the White Album by the Beatles, except there's pictures of them on there. And they're going strong, right? So it's great pop record, less punk, more
Excellent.
Pop.
Here's Lovely Bird, Pointed Sticks, Tri-City Radio, 98.7 CKPM FM.
She sings
Tri-City Radio 98.7 CKPM FM. New music, Pointed Sticks. That's Lovely Bird, Joey Keithley. Or Joe, sorry, you're a politician. I have to call you Joe. I can't call you Joey anymore.
Joey's okay, but that's okay.
It's fun. We have crossed paths times before. I used to work at a rock station in Vancouver, and we had the Rockers versus the Talkers hockey tournament we started.
Oh.
And you guys came out. I mean, we had our uniforms and everything else. You guys came out in Mac jackets with duct tape numbers on the back.
That was hilarious. That was the very first one, and I remember you guys had Bruce Allen as your coach. This
yes.
is, and I think the next time we played, because the first time we were Mac jackets, they were all red cut-off sleeves, like the D.O.A. look, right?
Yep.
Which eventually the grunge guys took that look from seeing D.O.A. so many times in Seattle. But anyways, the first game went well, and then we had another one. We finally got the Commodore, old Drew Burns, buddy of mine, rest his soul, paid for uniforms. But what we did, because DOA's lucky number was number 13. So, everybody had number 13 on the back. These are the charity games for the Vancouver Food Bank,
yeah.
Right? It was like a lot of fun. And we had a couple guys that were really good, like really fast, and then a bunch of guys that were grinders like me. When I played hockey growing up in Burnaby, I pretty well led the league every year, like in elbowing and high sticking penalties, right? And a few fights along the way. But anyways, we had a couple faster guys got a lead on the Seahawks team, and I heard Bruce Allen yelling, "Watch number 13, watch number," and somebody on your bench went like, "But Bruce, they're all number 13."
I remember that.
It's just like, okay, we got rid of the Mac jackets because after the game, all the guys went like, "Wow, it was a great game, but boy, these things are hot. They don't breathe at all."
That was funny. Oh, some good memories. But now, the serious thing, why we're here is the election, the by-election coming up February 2nd. You've got four candidates, four different parties: the Libertarians, the Liberals, the NDP, the Green Party. Green Party, big in Europe. People seem to gravitate towards Green Party. Here, not so much. What's up?
Okay, so one thing, the last provincial election, obviously we elected our first Green MLA, Andrew Weaver, over in Victoria. And recently, we were polling at about 10%. Now we're actually up at 18% province-wide, right? So what will happen if I can get elected in this by-election February 2nd, then join Andrew Weaver? That's 2. Okay, and we also are very confident winning 6, 7 to 8 seats on Vancouver Island next time. So I could conservatively say, or like semi-accurately say, that we're going to have anywhere between 6 and 11 seats come May 2017, which would mean a minority government, and which means some real democracy, because one of the first things we do is like proportional representation. And one of the real things about my being in D.O.A. all this time, I mean, I went to SFU to become a civil rights lawyer, right? And somehow I ended up in a band and never became a lawyer, right? So I've always said this thing about trying to seek justice for people and do the right thing is the basic, like the movie. You got to do the right thing, common sense. So as grassroots democracy, where people are listened to, that's really my goal by doing this, right? So if we do get a minority government, for a change, it's going to be like the dog wagging the tail, not the way it is now, where the government, and I don't care whether it's like the hard right conservative Harper-like right of the BC Liberals or the hard left of the NDP. They do not listen to people. They listen to their political masters. And who donates to the NDP? Big unions. Who donates to the Liberals? Big companies. The Bozas, Aquilinis, development companies.
See, and that's my biggest complaint. As much as I don't really share with who I vote for with anybody, but I do not like the fact that when I vote for, let's say I vote for Bill Smith, who's running for the Conservatives, and he's out there, and he will not represent me. He's got to do what he is told to do by his party, and that frustrates the heck out of me.
It's and just go like, wow, I get to vote once every 4 years for somebody who doesn't care about me, who talks to me very nicely when he's trying to get my vote and hands out pamphlets and see if they'll take a lawn sign. Okay, here's one deal there, Rod, and I want to say this to everybody in Coquitlam and the Tri-Cities. One thing, what the Green Party would do if we did get in this minority situation, one thing we would try and enforce is a $1,000 per person, company, or union cap on donations to political parties. So that means I mean, $1,000 for the average person to come up with is a lot, but so most people kick in $20, $50, but this would stop really large corporations, really large unions from buying the election, so to speak. And you know what? The provincial government has the jurisdiction to do this in the cities as well.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Now, that's another thing. It's not cheap to get and run an election, is it?
No, it's not. We have our campaign office open at the Lincoln Center. Anybody can drop by anytime. 3030 Lincoln. It's between Westwood and Pine Tree, and right across from the Henderson Place Mall. Anyways, and that's costing money. So this is the first time. Actually, that's the first time the Greens have had an office in the Tri-Cities, right? So we're pretty organized. We've raised a fair bit of money. It's not cheap. So if you want to get hold of us if you want to volunteer or donate or take a sign. We're not hard to find. Go to votejoekeithley.com. And the main thing is I want to earn people's trust and get their vote, obviously, because I think I can make a difference and be a moderating voice between the hard left and the hard right.
Cool. Kate, we're going to come back, play some commercials, play some more music, a little bit of D.O.A. I think we got to play some of that because you're here. Yeah, okay. Hey, it's wet out there today. Going to be sunny tomorrow, and highs to about 8. We're getting into double digits soon, which is going to be great.
The Tri-Cities Community Calendar, brought to you by the Tri-City News.
My name is Jackie B, and here's some events on your community calendar. On Tuesday, February 2nd, take part in a dance-a-thon showcasing 3 fitness dance styles, La Blast, Be Moved, and Tahitian Hula, at the Port Moody Recreation Complex from 7 to 9 p.m. Registration is $20, and all proceeds go to the Crossroads Hospice Society. Pre-registration is required. 12 hours, 12 bands. On Saturday, February 14th, Tri-City Radio presents the 30th annual Rock for Kids fundraiser for Variety, the children's charity, at the Hard Rock Casino. Admission is by donation. Send us more of your events at community@ckpmfm.com.
Keeping you connected. The Tri-City News and Tri-City Radio, 98.7 CKPM FM.
Start your new year off right in a new Nissan from Maury Nissan of Coquitlam. It's easy with lease rates starting at 0% and no charge maintenance for 36 months on selected 2016 models. Lease a Rogue for $281 a month with 0 down and 1.49% APR for 60 months. That's like paying $65 a week. Happy New Year from Maury Nissan of Coquitlam. Visit Maury Nissan of Coquitlam today. 2710 Lougheed Highway in Port Coquitlam, just down the street from Coquitlam Center. Or check them out at MauryNissanCoquitlam.com.
As the temperatures start dropping, there is nothing nicer than relaxing in front of a fireplace. With proper care and maintenance, you can keep your home comfortable and safe. The Gas Guy can keep your natural gas fireplace and furnace running smoothly and efficiently. Call or text 604-401-3398. That's 604-401-3398. The Gas Guy, servicing the Tri-Cities and residents across the Lower Mainland.
Joe Keithley, candidate for the Green Party in Coquitlam, Burke Mountain. The election is happening on February 2nd, by-election, and polls are open this weekend and next week. Joe, do we want to talk about something else before we play a song, or do you want to play a song?
Let's play a song.
Okay.
Why not? People like music.
Yeah, War in the East, 1982.
1982. There was a funny thing. One of the other songs on this record that we're going to play was a cover of the Edwin Starr hit War. And this was actually became like our first chart breakthrough in 82 and got played on big stations in New York and Boston. And then we started traveling out a lot to the East Coast. And it also helped open up because the record got heavily imported into Europe. So it started like a real big fan base over there, too.
Excellent. This is War in the East at D.O.A. Tri-City Radio, 98.7 CKPM FM.
There's war in the East, war in the West, war rumors around. War in the East, war in the West, war rumors around. And newspaper lies and government cries. People in the East and people in the West fighting one another, killing for Big Brother. The Middle East and Africa too. And there's war in the East, better to fight against inflation. War only brings destruction. And to build a better nation. War only brings destruction. Everybody must have a place. War only brings destruction. All this hate must become a memory. War only brings destruction. There's war in the east, war in the west, war rumors around. The war in the east, war in the west, war rumors around. Against inflation. War only brings destruction. And to build a better nation. War only brings destruction. Everybody must have a place. War only brings destruction. All this hate must become a memory. War only brings destruction. There's war in the east, war in the west, war rumors around. War in the east, war in the west, war rumors around. War in the east, war in the west, war rumors around. War in the east, war in the west, war rumors around. Paper lies and government cries. People in the east and people in the west, fighting one another, killing one brother. The Middle East and Africa too. And newspaper lies and government cries. People in the east and people in the west, fighting one another, killing one brother. The Middle East and Africa too.
Tri-City Radio, 98.7 CKPM FM, D.O.A, War in the East. It's Rod MacBeth, Tri-City Morning Show. Joe Keithley, the candidate for the Green Party, is here. Thank you so much for coming down here today.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me. My pleasure.
And this is a chance for all the voters in Coquitlam Burke Mountain to get to know their candidates. You are the first. We're inviting Jody Wickens, Joan Isaacs, and Paul Geddes down here as well, and they're going to be here next week.
Right.
But it's been an interesting road your life has taken. You started out going to be a civil rights lawyer. You end up being a musician. You tour the world.
Yeah.
And now you are here doing this. The skill sets through the other jobs, has it taught you anything to get to where you are right now?
Yeah, the funny thing is, I got into music management, because we were in Europe the first time, and the manager quit and went, "Here's the money, take over." We started fighting. We didn't listen to his opinion about something or other. The band, we're strong-headed young men at the time, and so I learned how to manage stuff and organize events. Like I say, I've organized big teams of people to do like benefits and different shows and raise money for charities. And then I got into the music business, and I probably negotiated like 100 contracts, clause by clause, through film, TV, music. So I understand business. And a funny comment came up the other day, and we realized that I have dealt with people in the music business that are super egotistical and think they're better than other people. So I guess I'm trying to move into another business where you have to negotiate with super egotistical people that think they're better than other people. When in reality, none of those people is better than than the rest of us, right? And that's why we have to keep a level head in politics to realize, okay, the people come first. I mean, that's why if you have the honor of getting the job like this, it's an honor to serve the people. You have to work your ass off at it, and you have to listen to them. And if you don't listen, the first thing politicians should be doing is listening. If they don't listen, they should be on the way out. Now, that doesn't mean you're going to agree with everybody. That's impossible, right? So one of the good things about the Green Party is in the BC NDP and the BC Liberals, if there's a policy set out by the leader or the main people in the party, and you disagree with that party and you vote against it in the legislature, you become like a leper. You're kicked out of caucus. You have to toe the line. In the Green Party, we don't have whip votes. We're presuming we're going to get 6 to 10 seats in the 2017 general election here in BC. But if an issue comes up and the Green Party has an idea, but it's not good for Coquitlam, I'm going to side with Coquitlam because you have to go with the people that got you there. As the voters, the citizens.
And that is so true. Now, forgive me, we're approximately the same age, but when did things change in politics that all of a sudden your politician isn't representing you, they're representing the party, and you vote for that guy, but all of a sudden he's not allowed, or that girl, and they're not allowed to do what they want for you. They've got to toe the party line. When did that change?
I think probably 100 years ago.
Go
back to maybe Wilfrid Laurier or something. He was prime minister 1911 to 1915, I believe.
We weren't around then, were we?
No, I'm not quite that old. I don't remember this personally there, folks, right? Yeah. But I know my history, and in those days, parties, it was much more individual, like John A. Macdonald, his compatriots, that original prime minister, people he ran with in his party didn't always agree with him, and a lot of times voted against him because the people back in Trois-Rivières or in Ottawa or Hamilton were against what John A. Macdonald was doing. That's an outrageous idea. It's egregious that you would do that to our region. And I think we got to bring back a sense of democracy. And if we do get some form of proportional representation, it have to be put to a vote, because we're really changing the structure of our government if we did that. See, that's the funny thing, is that Gordon Campbell put that up twice. Gordon Campbell started a carbon tax. I thought I would never say these words. Now, compared to Christy Clark, Gordon Campbell looks like an absolute visionary and like a leader for the future. I hated Gordon Campbell, but now I'm going wow, he's got way more of a head on his shoulders than he's doing than Christy Clark ever did or ever will.
Maybe you're just mellowing with age. Maybe you're mellowing with age.
You know what? but the stuff
yes.
Giving proportional representation, he put out the opportunity there. So I'm blown away that Christy Clark does not care about our carbon footprint, is wasting $10 billion on Site C Dam when there's, and $5 billion on the Massey Tunnel replacement. What's happening over the next 4 years is that gas revenues from gas licenses and LNG taxation is expected to drop by 70%. And the only way this government is staying afloat is by the PTT, the property transfer tax. And house prices are going up. Are they doing anything about it? No. And we can't afford anything. So they've got the cart before the horse.
Excellent. Let's play a song here. We're going to come back and talk about something that is near and dear to a lot of people in the Tri-Cities because there's a lot of young families here, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll talk about childcare. So do you want to play War or do you want to play Barbara?
Play Barbara. I think that'll be fun by the Modernettes.
Modernettes, tell us a bit about Modernettes.
Yeah, the Modernettes, a really great old-time early pop-punk band from Vancouver who never really got their due, but they were big in Japan, along with the Pointed Sticks and the Young Canadians.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Modernettes, Tri-City Radio. Tri-City Radio, 98.7 CKPM FM, Modernettes and Barbara. It is 8:52, Rod MacBeth, Tri-City Radio. Joey Keithley is here, a candidate for the Green Party in the by-election that's coming up on February 2nd. You are a very passionate person, a very passionate man.
Yes.
You always have been. It comes across in your music. It comes across in you, and you're a smart business person too. And I'm not blowing smoke up your butt right now. It's just because we've crossed paths so many times in our careers, and I think you're a good fit for this party. And I wish you luck.
Thank you.
I just want to say that before I forget.
Yeah.
Now, young families are living in the Tri-Cities, and you said that Coquitlam is one of the largest growing municipalities in BC, and there's going to be a lot of daycare needed.
There is, and I think it's outrageous, the price that people, if you have two kids and you have them in daycare, before they get to school, or you have before school, after school care, like in your situation, talking about, right? The costs are outrageous. So one of the things, I'm not proposing what they do in Quebec, where it's a $7 a day daycare, but I think we should be looking into $10 to $15 a day daycare as opposed to what it is now, which is 20 to 35, right?
It is. We have probably the most fantastic daycare people. Terry and his wife, Susan, look after my kid only 2 days a week, before school and after school, so approximately 8 days and about 3 hours a day, so 24 hours, and it works out to about $12 an hour for that. So it's not bad. We're pretty good there. But
okay. So, I mean, that's
only part-time, though.
That's a pretty cheap deal. So, but if you're going to work and the house is so expensive here. MSP has gone up. ICBC's up every year. So it's just affordability is the number one issue in the region and across Metro, obviously. So the thing is that if you can, the government can find a formula, and Prime Minister Trudeau has said he's receptive to this idea, and that each province would have to negotiate a deal with him, with the feds, that we could get somewhere between $10 and $15 a day daycare. Then all the women that are staying home, or fathers that are staying home, mothers and fathers, could get to work and be productive, make more money, as opposed to sometimes if you have two kids in daycare, it's not worth going to work because that's your entire paycheck, right?
Huge, yes.
Yeah, it's huge. It's massive. And you know what? Kids are a great thing. They're our future. We need young people. So why not try and help the parents out? I mean, so there is a way to do this. Now, having said that, obviously it's complicated, right? More than we can figure out like here in 2 minutes or 5 minutes, right? But this is something we should be trying to head towards. The provincial government under Christy Clark has taken 0 steps towards this, and they are unresponsive, like they are on many, many other issues.
Excellent. Okay, so we've got we'll go a little bit over because we didn't start on time, and there's a lot we got to talk about, and you've got to talk about. Let's plug your rally again this afternoon.
Okay, yeah, 1:45 today, Coquitlam Coquitlam Station of the West Coast Express. Federal Green Party leader will be Elizabeth May will be there with myself and some supporters talking to commuters about what they need, what's needed in the Tri-Cities, what's needed in Coquitlam, and how to shorten their commute, and build like a intermodal transportation hub with the help of some federal money.
Excellent.
Okay, so that's happening at 1:45 to about 2:30 there at the Coquitlam station.
And that's right across from the Coquitlam Center.
Yeah, on the south side there. Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, so War, Edwin Starr did it originally. You guys did a fantastic cover of it.
Yeah, it was great. We were just driving along. Dave Gregg and I, our old guitar player, rest his soul, is not with us anymore. And we did... we probably figured at one point we had spent 5 years in the van driving around when we figured out the driving time. But we heard the song War by Edwin Starr, which had been a big hit when we were kids. And we thought, let's do a version of that. That would be like a fantastic cover. And we got the cover, we recorded it, and the record company's really hyped up about it. And all of a sudden we heard, the Jam has just released their version of War, which is a more popular band, or like a mod pop, kind of punk from England. The Jam were like a good band. And so we went, oh, crap, because every time you think of a good cover, somebody else covers it. But then their cover of War turned out to be so lame that ours became like a kind of a hit.
Well, yeah, and you guys captured the essence, the feel of the song, because the first time I heard it, I thought, wow. I liked Edwin Starr's version, but I love this version.
Yeah, yeah, it's a great song. It's a sentiment about something that we should never be involved in if we can avoid it, right? So I've always been an anti-war person.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Here's War, D.O.A., Tri-City Radio.
Good God, oh, what is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Good God, oh, what is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Now listen to this. Wow, it's the enemy of all mankind. Start a war. War is causing rest in the younger generation. Induction, destruction. Who wants to die? War. Good God, oh, what is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Say it again. War. Say it, say it, say it. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Now listen to this. War that shattered many young men's dreams, made him disabled, bitter and mean. Lasting short precious to be fighting wars each day. War can't give life, you only take away life. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Say it again. Y'all, what is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Now listen to this. War ain't nothing but a heartbreaker. War, that one break and then the Undertaker. Just war.
Tri-City Radio, 98.7 CKPM FM, cover of Edwin Starr's War, D.O.A. Joe Keithley, the candidate for the Green Party, the frontman of D.O.A., the cornerstone of D.O.A. When did you become less angry?
Probably when I had kids.
It does that to you, doesn't it?
That was like close to 30 years ago, right? So
yeah.
It makes you stop and think about the world in a different way. I mean, funny thing is, when I was a young man, I was definitely an angry young man. No doubt about that.
Oh, I've seen that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I thought the world was a screwed up place.
Yeah.
And now, 35 years later, I realized then that I just didn't realize how screwed up the world was. So, I mean, this is why I'm in politics, to try and affect some positive change, and get people, try and help them take charge of their life and enable that.
Excellent. So we have got, we're coming up to just about the hour mark here.
Yeah.
And I want to leave, you the chance to tell the voters on why they should vote for you, what you stand for, and what we're going to get if we elect you.
Well, I mean, if I am elected to have the honor of being the MLA in the by-election in Coquitlam Burke Mountain, I'll be the hardest working MLA that you ever met. I will work for a grassroots democracy, so people will actually listen to. I will put the wishes of the people of Coquitlam first, ahead of my own party. And we will work. The stuff we work for is affordable post-secondary education, more money in the schools, K to 12 in Coquitlam, more money for buses in Coquitlam, and some bigger projects like lowering daycare costs, helping seniors, and promoting small business is also really important. That's the backbone, the driver of our economy. And if elected, I would work hard.
So vote for me, Joe Keithley, Green
vote
Party.
Vote for me. And 1:45 today, Coquitlam Station, West Coast Express. Meet me and Green Party leader Elizabeth May there and come up, tell us what you think about the transit problems in Tri-Cities and Coquitlam, and we're there to listen.
Excellent. Joe Keithley, you're candidate for the Green Party in the February 2nd by-election. Thank you so much for coming by this morning.
Wonderful. Thanks for the opportunity, and everybody have a great weekend coming up, and hopefully we get some sunshine. I'm out in the freezing cold and rain and stuff like that, and I'd like to do some campaigning in the sunshine.
I think you've earned it. We're going to leave with another song, D.O.A, I Live in a Car. I pulled this off the video for the audio quality is decent, but it's got the intro on it. Tell us a bit about this song.
Yeah, this is back during the financial crisis of 2008, and it wasn't the only story, but it was one story really struck me. It was a mother who was about 78 and her two middle-aged sons that had kind of lost everything, been ruined by the worldwide financial crisis in 2008, and they had a station wagon, and they were living in the station wagon. They had to get enough money to move the thing around, keep insurance on it, get gas, and they would go from shelter to shelter or wherever there was a place to get a shower or get like a free meal. And I thought, wow, I live in a car. This is really sad.
Yeah, and it's just one of those things in life. You never know. Your people, they say, are like 2 paychecks away from being homeless, and that's a tough thing.
Let's hope not. Let's try and make life a bit more secure for people and help. Let's help out those that need help too.
Great. Joe Keithley, frontman for D.O.A, great father, a record company businessman, and your candidate for the Green Party. Thanks again for being here this morning.
Thank you very, very much.
My wife and my kids.
98.7 CKPM FM.